Time, physical time or chronological time exists and is very important in our day-to-day life. The chronological time travels in a linear fashion. So past is dead and you cannot go back there. And future is something which is yet to come. You cannot live again in the past. So every moment of your life is important. We travel, no? Everything. Your travel, your office timings, everything is important. But psychologically also we create time. The past, present and the future. But psychologically only present is real. Past is mere a thought, a modified happenstance. It's merely a memory. And future is yet to come. So there is no past and future, only psychologically present is there. J. Krishnamurti says brain cells are used to movement in time. They are a residue of time and time is movement, a movement within the space which it creates as it moves. When the mind sees this, when it sees the futility of it all in the sense of time, then the movement ends. So when you see the futility of the movement, psychological movement of the mind, then everything ends. That's what he says. Within the present, you can operate, but it is always within the field of time. Cause, effect, cause are within the field of time and memory. He says the cause effect is within the field of time and it is the present. Memory, experience, knowledge are within time and thought is the response of all that. If I have no memory, I cannot think. I'll be in a state of amnesia. And thought is the response of memory. Thinking is within the field of time because it is put together through experience, knowledge, memory, and memory is part of the brain cells. So the thought can never move out of the field of time and space because thought is product of this. Thought is always old. Thought is from the past, experience. Between the intervals of two thoughts, one may come upon something new. He says when in between the thoughts you have an empty space, in that something new may come up. So that is what is more important, the interval between two thoughts. There might be a different perception and translation of that perception is time. Don't translate it, live there within that gap. And perception is not of time. Osho, in his book Guest, tells by a beautiful example. He talks about the psychological time. He says the mind is the psychological time. And it is a story which is told by yourself, your mind, your thought. He explains it with an example. The mullah was sitting in a bar and suddenly he said, my wife is the most beautiful woman in the world. His friends asked him, who told you that? My wife told me that, he replied. So that is how all these stories of what your experience, everything, it is your mind which tells and you accept it. And he says, as you go deeper into meditation, the time disappears. When meditation really blooms, there is no time. When the mind disappears, time disappears. It happens simultaneously. So mind creates time and space. And everything in the world, the experiential world, the projected world, it is within the time space. Once you go beyond the mind, once you go beyond the time space, then there is no thoughts, there is empty space. That is the reality. So time is within the space-time present. Go beyond the mind and thoughts. Thank you.